And welcome to the part 2 of the master grade build of the RX-78 from Gundam The Origin. Sorry that stream is a little later tonight, but I was suffering from what I can only describe as sundowning, which if you know what that is, that's when as the sun goes down you get agitated and you get foggy mind and you might get a headache or something. You might like, isn't that like a sign of dementia? Don't worry about it. But today we're now focused on, potential deadly diseases and mental declines. Today we're focused on continuing the RX-78. So let me get this guy out. We have, as you see, we have gotten the jetpack done, the torso done, and the head done. And it all looks genuinely amazing. The plastic is this really, really nice quality where everything I would like to describe is being off color, but in a good way. Like the head is off, like, how do I put this? Nothing is like a pure color. Like the red is like this darker, like has a hint of burgundy, it feels like. The blue, again, is that bit darker. The white is, almost looks like a pure white, but you can tell it's not. You can tell it's a bit of an off-white, like an eggshell. But it comes together very cohesively. Oh, well, you don't need to be old enough for sundowning, but there's no age limit for, there's no age requirements for dementia, as I have found out. So don't worry about that one, though. Oh. Don't worry, if I am sundowning, I can just, run for president. Oh! I'm 250 years old. I do meet the requirements for age in character. Oh, God. Oh, there's... Let me get out the... Oh. Let me get out the instructions. But actually, that's something, the quote-unquote sundowning, not really, but I don't know what it is. But that's actually something that comes and goes, and it's been happening for at least a year. But I only noticed it, like, last week. It might be like, how has it been happening for a year? But you only now noticed it. Because I never really put together that it keeps happening during sunset. And it doesn't happen every day. It's just that sometimes my brain chemistry just goes, you know what? Ah, God, you're tired, but I don't know how to tell you you're tired. So I'm just gonna completely collapse in on you. And I'm just like, are you like telling me like I need to go to bed? Probably. But I'm not gonna make you feel, like I can't feel tired. So I think it's my body telling me that I am tired. But I still have enough energy where I produce a lot of the chemical that keeps you awake, and or very slowly produce the chemical that puts you to sleep. Either way, I have a broken circadian rhythm. So I think it's literally my brain just telling me I need to go to sleep, and I'm just not listening to it. Yeah, actually, you saying that reminds me, Oi, that the high grade of this kit, or the high grade of this version of the RX-78 is easily my favorite RX-78 high grade. It's actually the only RX-78 high grade that I think I keep on display. But I absolutely love it. And I think I put it back, yeah, it's back on the shelf, so I'm not going to get it out again right now. But we're just going to do the arms, because it's a bit of a later stream. But welcome, Zaza. And also welcome, Opus. Well, I said welcome in chat to you, but yeah, I'll say welcome again on stream. I've always had a broken working 30 hours. I've always had a broken circadian rhythm ever since I was a child. Everything's very complicated because as a kid you have to follow more of you're encouraged more to follow a circadian rhythm. Okay, so this up to here we can just build the same thing. Let me get this better in shot for you guys. Oh. Well, I've had alignment issues. My apologies. This is the back of the hand and the beam rifle of the high grade, which explains to me what happened to them, because I was wondering when I put it back on the shelf what happened to the beam rifle and the back of the hand. It was just right here, I suppose, just right off screen. No wonder I couldn't see it. Actually, I realized that I was not using last stream my God Nippers at all, which is a bit ironic because I only have God Nippers for master grades. Let's just... So all these nub marks could have been avoided or at least lessened. If I had remembered that, those are some pretty bad nub marks. You can see that one really clearly even on camera. I had to start stream late. I am a little happy I did, because it gave me the opportunity to finish the actor commentary for Tropic Thunder. And if you enjoy the movie Tropic Thunder, I cannot recommend the actor commentary more, because it's just Ben Stiller, Robert Downey Jr., and Jack Black just riffing the whole time. And easily the best part of it is Robert Downey Jr., because throughout the entire film, he's in character. He is still playing his, I forget the character's name, but he's playing the, like, black sergeant he plays in the movie still. He still has that voice. Ooh. He's still, like, performing with that personality. It's really, really enjoyable. Ooh. And when he goes back to being Kirk Lazarus, the Australian, he just... What was that? He just naturally, in, like, while the scene's playing, just goes back, like, goes to an Australian accent. And it's just really funny. That's actually something I need to do more on the Discord. I need to share the commentaries. The issue is, with that commentary, I knew I wasn't going to watch it all in one sitting. So I don't think you guys would appreciate, like, me pausing the commentary for, what, like 2 to 3 hours as I go and do things and then come back and then play, like, another 30 minutes of it. That one was not shared on the Discord, sadly. Oh, God. Look at these things. Look at these spider hands. I'm trying to find I. There it is. I-31? No, that's I-36, Merrick. Learn how to count. Oh, there we go. And... okay, it looks like that's all we need for the moment. Now, because these are all internal pieces, I'm not going to use the God Nippers yet. I also don't expect them to have any terrible gates on them. One thing I realized is yesterday's stream I should have timestamped because it started a little slow. But I wasn't expecting people to come in and watch the VOD because apparently a good number of people went to the VOD. Feel a little bad about not having those timestamps up for those people. I think that was this. Was that the? No, it wasn't the second stream. It was the third stream back after. Ooh. After me having some IRL problems. But the prep work on the RX-78 was the last stream before I had those problems. So coming back to it was a little rougher. You hear? Oh, I didn't cut out those ones. Okay. I cut out 30... No, I needed 35. I was right to cut those ones out, but I forgot to get 36. Just remembered. So I was just looking at some of the paint work on it, on these parts, and wondering if that was panel liner, which can be easily cleaned up, or if that was Vallejo. Should have done that before stream. This one goes here. You go like this, and then you go like this. Ah, okay. So I've thoroughly been loving this build. I am hoping that the issue I was having on Monday does not persist with the limbs, because with the torso, that went a lot slower than I expected, partially because it was a little finicky in the alignment of pieces. It had pieces that needed to be very carefully aligned, which I appreciate, until those pieces seemingly did not want to be aligned. Just one of those things. There we go. Come on. Actually, building this reminds me, I need to finish, or not finish, I need to catch up to the GQ. A lot of things have been happening in that show. Oh. I'm also going to have to cut out 34, I'm seeing. There we go. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Okay. No, I didn't see that we lost him today. That's a shame. At least he lived a long life. Ooh, 82 years old. He was able to at least live a long, full life. But sadly, the Grim Reaper comes for us all. Let me tell you, somebody related to Grim Reapers, they do not do it with animosity in their hearts. It's a matter of course. And what am I looking at here? Ah, okay, so this locks in here, then it goes down. I think canonically, the only actual Reaper, though, that I've said I'm related to is Uncle Todd. Which is a joke, actually it's a pun, on German, because Todd, however you pronounce it, it might be Toad, in German, T-O-T, is death. Usually my family's more either folklore spirits or nature spirits when I bring them up. Did it? Why are you being difficult with me right now? Okay, so I need to lace it in, then click it in. Who's coat? Wait. I don't know who that is. I'm gonna guess he talked shit and found out. I know that's been happening to a lot of people because a lot of people think it's a good idea during an ICE crackdown to be like, I'm going to announce that I'm actually an illegal or that I don't actually have proper credentials to be in the US. People both with and without proper credentials are doing that, and it's just like, what? Why are you like in solidarity of the other people here illegally, I'm going to make myself a target. And then they get detained, and they're like, how could this have happened? And it's like, you kind of like posted about it publicly. I hope they get that guy who was throwing rocks at motorists at the LA riot. Just on a busy street, there's this dude in LA who was just throwing rocks into traffic. I don't know what that accomplishes, but Jesus Christ. So he's a React tuber or React streamer. Got it. Or is he a commentator? A low effort commentator? There's a lot of those. There's a lot of commentators where the commentary could be summed up in like all of... They make like 15-minute videos that could be like summed up in 5. When Tim Pool still did commentary, he was kind of awful at this, and I don't really know why, because I don't think he ran ads on his videos, or he didn't run like multiple ads on his videos, but he'd make them 20 minutes. But like at the 11-minute mark, he would... Like this is years ago. This is like 4 years ago, mind you. But like at the 11-minute mark, every video he'd start over and start saying almost the exact same things in the exact same order. And it was just like the weirdest content to watch for that reason, because like every video you could just get to the 11-minute mark and stop the video, and then there's just another 9 minutes where he just goes through everything again, and it's just like, why? That's actually, I remember why I unsubscribed from him, because even though I appreciated the different opinion on news, I just got so sick and tired of it. That and his doom posting. Oop. I am not looking at the correct sprue. Oh. Don't say you're sure I know him, because I looked up... Unless I looked up the wrong one. I'm looking at him right now. I'm looking at Kabi Lame. Unfortunate name. It's pronounced Lame. I'm American. You think I would recognize him, but I'm actually gonna look at the Discord. I am a little bit perplexed by this, because... No, you think I would recognize that face. No, I'm ignorant as fuck, chat. Nah. If he does political commentary, then especially no, because over the last especially 6 months, I've been actually pretty much a year at this point, but I've been pulling back from like watching political commentary, mostly because it's just not relevant to what I'm doing. And I still keep up with politics, don't get me wrong. But, like, if it's not just straight news or somebody that I'm already watching, I'm just like, I have to focus on what I'm doing IRL effectively. So I'm sorry, but it's like essential internet lore. Dude, I didn't know who Asmongold was before, like, 2019. Like, you would be amazed at my ignorance online. You'd be like, how did you go this long without knowing certain people? Man, I watched like 2 MatPat videos, thought his theories were garbage, and then like didn't watch him like ever again. Other people like, I grew up with MatPat. I was like, MatPat's trash. His theories are half-baked and made just for the sake of it and not actually for any analytical purposes. So yeah, he's just a React streamer, it sounds like then. He's a low-effort React streamer. Like, I didn't, like... Oh, here's a great example. I knew nothing about Boogie until after his crash out. I knew, like, people, like, oh, here's Boogie, and they liked Boogie. And then I didn't hear anything about Boogie. And then he crashed out, and people were like, wow, he crashed out hard. And I'm like, oh, wow. Who's Boogie? Oh, that one fat guy. Which fat guy? Oh, that one I know nothing about. Okay, which one I know nothing about? At the same time, you'd be amazed at some of the things I have caught live on YouTube and during internet happenings. Some of the and sadly I can't really talk about them because, well, some of them are things that you don't want to like admit. Like, I was there when this person did this thing, and it's just like, why were you there of all places? Why were you there when Carl Benjamin said that to Jess Phillips? I don't know, I was just watching the stream when it happened. And you're like, wait, what did Carl Benjamin say to Jess Phillips? If you don't already know, you don't already know. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, I am tired. You see, one of the problems of not having proper whatever it is that makes you go to sleep and not knowing is that you still have your body failing on you. And let me describe to you what that's like. My vision just went out in one of my eyes for a half second. It's not nice, I'll say. It's kind of awful, in fact. Ooh. I think I did that wrong. I did that so wrong. We're just gonna put these over here and not talk about that. Yeah, but my right eye literally got foggy and then cleared up immediately after I blinked it. It's just like, it's like, oh no, wait, he's still awake, cancel maneuver. No, I'm not having a stroke. As I said, my brain doesn't have proper chemical levels. So it doesn't recognize half the time when I'm tired. Like, that wasn't a joke earlier in stream. My brain actually doesn't recognize when I'm tired. You might be like, how do you go to sleep? Very easily. I go to sleep within 5 minutes. I just need to lay down in bed and close my eyes, and I can go to sleep whenever I want. Ooh, it's just I have to remember to go to sleep. It's like a really shit superpower that has that really hurts you more than anything. And the worst part is, my brain probably actually produces the wrong chemicals. Here's some Merrick lore on my biology. My brain probably produces the wrong chemicals because I get second wind instead of getting tired. But when I get tired, and you guys have seen it on stream a few times, I crash out very fast, very hard. When I truly get tired, when my brain finally goes, oh, wait a minute, I can't function anymore, I literally start slurring my words. I start, like, being incapable of reading. It's pretty bad. I have nearly fallen unconscious on stream a handful of times because it's so bad. These are like late night streams, mind you. It's not going to happen right now. Even though I woke up a little early today, it's not going to happen right now. I would already be like crashing out if it was going to happen this stream. Because even though my brain doesn't produce the correct chemicals, I still know the warning signs. That's actually why a lot of times I have siestas in the middle of the day, because to make sure that I don't crash out at night, but to sleep like 2 hours at any time I can fit it in. Sadly, today was not one of those days I could fit it in. What are you? B? No, honestly, I thought at this point I'd know the colors that I'm dealing with. Okay. Thank God that wasn't on stream. I don't know what it is. I wouldn't have done anything. This is a product I bought. Let's see here. I don't know how long this will take, but if we finish early, I will say we have something to do if we finish early. I doubt that we will. These arms are probably going to take a while. But I have a picture I'm working on. And there's a bit of an unfortunate nature to this picture, and that is, to me, it was a really funny joke. However, the picture itself is the punchline to the joke, and the joke only exists situationally in my life in a specific moment. So out of that context, the picture looks a lot more damning than it is. It was like a little funny thought I had, but then I've realized after the fact, there is no context for anyone else looking at this besides what the picture is itself. But also, I'm doing really good at the picture, so I also don't want to, like, not share it. But if we finish early, we'll continue this picture of Eri at the gym. Ooh. We'll continue that if we finish early. And the reason I made that is because while leaving the gym, I made an observation that gym machines don't let people who are like 5 foot or below use them because they're too short. So I was just like, what do people like Eri do? And then somebody made like a joke, and when I made that observation, somebody replied on Twitter with just like, you know, just like short kings use free weights, and I just like had that as a thought, and it was really funny to me in the moment. But then after drawing it, I'm like, there's no joke there. Ooh. Actually, Muscle Mommy. Actually, I did realize with that, I can actually reuse the skeleton of that. The skeleton of that sketch. I can reuse that because I took a picture of it. And I can use that as a base for a Tomoe Umari picture. So I might do that. It would have to be digitized or traced. I'm not sure. Like by traced, I mean just use tracing paper to transfer it. It'd have to be transferred or digitized. But I think that would be a really good one for some Tomoe fan art as well. But I'm really proud with how that turned out. And actually, it was kind of such a spur-of-the-moment thing that I didn't have any reference. Hello, Kais! I was just talking about how if we finish early this stream, we're going to work on a picture. But I had no reference for that picture at all. Because there's just one of those just so spur-of-the-moment things. There's like a heat-of-the-moment thing. DB. Oh my god. Where's D? I spent all this time getting out all these other pieces. Actually, a similar thing to that, where it's very spur of the moment, and it was produced purely because I thought it was funny at the time, and then everyone else looks at it and goes, "That's actually like not half bad, Merrick." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, there's actually quality behind this. I just did it as a joke." Is the Muppet Yowie picture of Kermit and Fozzie Bear making out. And whenever I show that to people, they always go like, "Wow, why did he put so much work into this?" And I was like, I just thought it was funny. When I think something's really funny, I put a lot of work into it because it's just amusing to me. And then I realize that nobody else is going to get the joke. They're just gonna, like, the punchline is the picture, but I think the joke is the fact that I'm the only one who understands the context for it. So I just make really weird images that people are just like, "Oh, okay." And then they judge me. But I hope you've been having a good one, Kais. Ooh. The Kais or Ks? I don't think I asked that before. Let's get his arm cannon up. Actually, the Muppet Yowie was for Shog. He was really drunk, and I was sitting bored going, I don't know what I will draw. I need to draw something, but I have no inspiration. And then she just, like, came... I don't even remember what the full context is, but, like, I was just talking to her, and she was just like, I just told a friend to make some Muppet Yowie, and I was like, oh, that'd be great to do. And she's like, yeah, but that friend was busy. I was like, oh, I'll do it. Turns out, what she meant by busy was the friend was too busy to do it that night. So she ended up getting 2 people to make her Muppet Yowie in the span of 48 hours. Ooh, absolute steal. Okay. Up up. Ooh, can we move this, please? Okay. And then we're going to get this out. Oh, I don't want to use that to cut the gates. Even though this is really nice plastic and it wouldn't be too bad for it, I still don't want to do that. And we're going to move this. I don't know where I'm going to move this, but I need to put this somewhere safe. That was just the gun. That was just the beam rifle for the high grade. I lost it from like yesterday, and it was just right under my nose. D. D22. Have to be these, right? Yes. $11. I'm looking for it. Not as bad as a Game Workshop sprue, but you can still get lost in these so easily. It's when the sprue resets that it just becomes impossible to find anything. Because as I pointed out yesterday, like you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It just does that jump and it just gets you. Oh, Destiny Gundam? Actually, wait. No, I was thinking of the Strike Freedom, actually. I was about to say. I've not gotten to Gundam Seed Destiny, so I can't comment on its design. But I was actually... One of the biggest things I was upset about in Gundam Seed... this was a very petty point, and, like, I don't hold it against Gundam Seed for this. But one thing I always thought was really cool in the Gundam series is how you could see the inspiration of the previous Gundam series in like the next one. So like when you watched G Fighter, you could see like for example, the Gundam, the Dragon Gundam, and how that influenced the Shenron or the Ultron, depending on which one you want to choose. You could really see that in the design, and it was always so neat to me. Or how when you looked at the Gundam X, you could see how it was inspired by, like, it has a jewel on its chest, and that was obviously inspired in part by, I mean, its mechanic of, you know, that's how it receives a signal, but also the Wing Gundam. Like, there's little elements like that throughout the series that you can see how, like, one influences another as it goes along. And I felt like at first the designs in Gundam Seed were kind of so much their own that they abandoned that pattern, which was a little disappointing, until I got to the Strike Freedom. Not the Strike Freedom, sorry. The Strike... Wait. No, wait. Yes? Yeah, the Strike Freedom. Until I got to the Strike Freedom, and I realized that's just a redesign of the Gundam Double X. If you're familiar with it. If you look up the Gundam Double X, you'd be like, oh, yeah, it's that even with the heat sinks and whatnot, or the panels, whatever you want to call them. Why am I having trouble? Because I misplaced my arms. I put them over here for some reason. Okay. Oh, wait, lighter fluid. I don't have any poured. I just realized that. Where's my lighter fluid cup? Here's my lighter fluid cup. Yeah, that's empty. Where's my lighter fluid? Not a Gunpla stream until I say those words. Okay. Nice to hear that you're working on the Destiny. I think the Destiny is yeah, Gundam Seed Destiny is the next UC AU, is the next Gundam AU that I'm going into. Because I need to finish Gundam X, and it's embarrassing and it's a shame on me that I have not finished it already. It's literally just things keep coming up in my IRL, which just stop me. But now I should be getting to it, hopefully praying to God. I have both the Gundam X and the Gundam Double X, and I can't build them until I finish it. So, hopefully that'll be a good motivator for me. Actually, I really love the Gundam X's design. Oh, I'm putting it on wrong. What? Oh, I put this on wrong. I was so concerned with correcting a mistake, I made another mistake. That's Gunpla for you. Probably the most frustrating thing about how long it's taken me to continue Gundam X, though, on a personal level, is the fact that it is such a good series, and it does not deserve to be dropped for, like, 2 months. It is a truly excellent series, and I am not doing this correctly, and it's annoying me. I was actually wondering while watching other Gundam series, like, you know, like, Wing is interesting and it's fun. You know, G Gundam is, like, cool and whatnot, but, like, what about, like, new types? Because the one thing that, like, they hadn't set the groundwork for was, like, a remake focused on new types, and I was unfamiliar with any remake, sorry, not remakes, spin-offs, alternate universes, any of those that were centered around new types, and I was like, are there any that are centered around new types, I wonder? And I got my answer with Gundam X. Gundam X is also pretty cool, because instead of having Quattro Vegeta, you pretty much have, like, you have the equivalent of Quattro Vegeta, but through, like, an Amuro character. And And I think it's really cool in that, like, aspect. I have this on right, so I don't know. Ah, there we go. Oh, that's a polycap. I'll be right here. Well, speaking of polycaps, I did put in the polycap for the backpack. I did remember that, and it's a lot more snug now when it's on there. As you can see, it took me a little bit more force to take it off. These parts still, the top parts still come off real easy, but that's kind of because they're meant to be. The anchor point holds it nice and tight. And for reference, what I'm talking about, for those who weren't here, is this little polycap here. And there's also these alignment points, which just are there just to keep it aligned. More than anything. Doesn't really hold it in place. Worst thing about summer streams is the fact that, my god, it gets hot. I have to close the door, and it's just, I'm just in an unventilated room now. And as an American, I'm too prideful to turn on the air conditioning for anything below like 85 degrees. E. Nine. Like, they're not perfect, but you can see how much cleaner, I'm picking this one because it's not the best, how much cleaner that cut off is from, like, this one. Ooh. The difference between God hands. It's like they're not going to make every cut perfect. They're going to make it a hell of a lot better. They're actually they're a little smaller so they can actually get into better angles and get more flush. They're sharper. It's single blade so it doesn't pinch off in the center, but just slices across the whole thing. Please, 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 please. Okay, I guess it's like this. I guess I had it correctly. Hello, bot. Welcome back. Ooh. Oh, God. I thought as a master grade it wouldn't have that issue. But as I was saying... No. The Gundam is actually made out of lunar titanium. Ooh. Which is why it's so resilient in the early on in the story. It's made out of lunar titanium, which is this titanium that, due to low gravity gobbledygook, has a higher material strength than normal armor. And that's why, like, when they fire their guns at it early on, it just bounces off because material rounds don't hurt lunar titanium. And later on, it's called Gundanium, named after the Gundam. But no, they're not made out of the same material, and that's why the Gundam is so much more resilient. Ooh, good to hear that it's, that this is as good as... It sounds like it's as good as the high grade, in all honesty, because the high grade, from my experience, is the best. I haven't built every RX-78, but from the many RX-78s I've built, which is a lot more than I expected to ever build, I have found I have found the origin to be just hands down the best. Both in appearance and build. Gundarium, you're right. This is I can't remember if I'm just forgetting that or if some translations call it Gundanium, but yeah, it's nicknamed Gundanium, but like then in alternate universes, like I think in Gundam Wing, in the English at least, it is just called Gundanium, and that's why they're called Gundams, at least in the dub. Like they just straight up just go like it's made out of Gundanium alloy, and oh, it's double gated. But in the UC, it more became a nickname because of the Gundam. It's like, oh, like this stuff is so associated with the Gundam because the Gundam was the first real notable use of it. Or, well, I don't think it was the first real notable use. It's the most famous use of it. And the Gundam is such a big thing. Mostly because of Fetty propaganda, but the Gundam is such a big thing that it just became synonymous. Yeah, that's why the Zaku hit does nothing. That's why. But when Rambaral pulls out the Heat Saber or whatever it's called, why that becomes more dangerous because that doesn't function through blunt force. That functions through heat and can gradually melt through the armor. Okay, let me look at this real quick. Oh, there's another gate there. Ah, it's the same with the Japanese dub. Thank you. So in Gundam Wing, it is just Gundanium. I don't want to assume because you know it was a 90s dub. You never know. Okay. Oh my God, these are fully articulated and. I want to show this on screen real quick. I'll read that in a second, but you see that little thing? I need to cut that off. That little thing between the finger and that little shelf right there. It looks like it's telling me I need to cut it off. I need to cut it off. I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna hope this is good enough. Okay, I got it. That is one thing you don't want to miss, because I'm gonna bet that if you try to force it and you don't see it, that's a good way to break your stuff. Yeah, I know the magnetic coating actually in the... I know actually how they showed the magnetic coating, because I've seen the original... Not in a hot minute, but I've seen the original anime. I do like how they showed it by actually they swapped out the joints of the Gundam to visually show the fact that they did the coating change and oh wait a minute. Excuse me, chat. It appears. Sorry about that. I got really concerned because let me explain what just happened there. You see this piece right here? See this little piece right here, this little piston? I don't even know if you can make that out. But there's a little... Please. There's a little piston right here. It came unhooked. And it wouldn't... And it got lodged in the assembly of the arm. So that's something I'm going to have to keep an eye out for. Ooh. He had a heat saber. I don't have a normal goof. No, it's confusing because you'd think it's a beam saber. No, it's a heat saber, which technically also the custom has, but it doesn't glow up. But goofs are equipped with sabers, and let me just grab. Oh shit! Wait, where is my goof? Oh, he's all the way over there. I'm not gonna grab the goof. But they have a heat saber, and it's kind of confusing because it glows like bright orange, like an off-color beam saber. But it's still dangerous nonetheless. Ooh. And Oh, no, no, I'm supposed... Sorry, the finger came off, and I was like, that can go back on, right? Okay, so... Holy shit. Sorry for cursing. It's... The tips of its fingers can move. You seeing that? I don't know why it has that much articulation, but that is actually insane. Yeah, this is... Oof. I don't think we're gonna have extra time to do that airy picture, sadly, at this rate. Okay, I was about to say, do I have the wrong handout after all of this? So... Come on, come on. I should have waited until I had both arms constructed. Please. I don't want to add, like, it's literally telling me to add torque to the piece. And, like, one thing you never want to do while building is add torque to a piece for very obvious reasons. But it's like, no, spin the piece. It can take it. I say that while a finger comes off. And it's a middle finger, too. I'm not Tenma Miami. I'm not going to give you a middle finger. I mean, now that you gave me the idea. Please spin around. No, it just popped out. It just popped out. I honestly think it's almost easier to let it pop out and then put it back in all honesty. And by almost, it is absolutely more easy. I'm so terrified of messing this up. I'm gonna be completely frank with you. Wait, I spin it around like that. Okay. I am really happy the fingers are articulated, because having master grade hands that are just preset always feels a little disappointed when I get that. Like, I understand the Barbatos has it has more organic hands, or at least like more spindly clawy hands. So it's harder for that, but I was still a little disappointed they don't just have claw hands for that. They can like move around. See. Wait, is it oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong pieces. It would be a gray piece. The back of the Gundam's hands are gray, not white, Merrick. One of those things where I think... Oh, wait. Yeah, it's later on that Gundams have the back of their hands are white. It's like how the V fin is yellow in later Gundams. Though those changes that affect only later Gundams just make the original Gundam all that more unique. There we go, chat. What is the point of this little shelf, I wonder? And then... Yes. Like so. I said like so. Do I have to cut off the shelf? Shelf? No shelf. Why would you... I'm sure it says right here, cut off the shelf. But I can't read that. And I'm more just annoyed than anything, because you can see right here, the shelf just disappears. It just fades away and acts like you're supposed to notice that. Where are my intermediate sprue cutters? Oh, I need to get this out. Wait a minute. That's my good... I've lost a set of sprue cutters. That's bad. Like, I'm so terrified of cutting this off, even though I know I have to cut it off. I can... Like, I have to cut it off to put the back of the hand on. It's just terrifying. Okay, that's a beautiful hand. A little scary to put together, but beautiful hand. I can't believe that this is going to be a 2-hour stream of just putting together arms. How do I get this? Okay, there we go. Again, easiest way to maneuver the hand is literally popping it off, but you don't want to do that too much. That weakens the socket over time. Also can be a pain to put it back in. Please. Please. Not going back in, actually. Or not correctly, at least. Oh, great. I'm gonna have to thicken that socket up, which is gonna be a real pain. Oh my god. My fingers just come off so easily. And now that that one's come off, it probably also needs to be thickened. Just ignore I just lost a finger. Just ignore that. Okay. The hands are both better and worse than the Zaku 2s. Better in the fact that there's this better articulation overall. Worse in the fact that the Zaku 2's fingers never fell out. What? Okay, now let's build the other arm. Hopefully this will go a lot quicker. A lot more quickly. Whatever. You also have a gun mount, or is that just on the one arm? You also have a gun mount. Okay. I'm gonna need to cut this out. Luckily the finding is easier. D20? There we go. There's something else that happened today that I wanted to share. Well, this isn't it, but... Ooh. I don't think I can play Helldivers anymore. Not for any reason you might expect, but because I get frustrated with the game. And it makes my dog it makes my dog very anxious. To the point where today, while I wasn't even really that upset, I was just like being a bit catty with the game and just thinking out loud. Just in the middle of a mission, I just start hearing just the loudest you could imagine the sound of piss slamming into the floor. And I just stop everything. I close the game because I'm just like, that is the dog pissing. And I just walk out of the room. I walk over to the and I'm like, where is he? I like literally walk forward, look into the bathroom. He's just in the bathroom, just finishing off, just like pissing like a racehorse. And then he just walks out, and I'm like, well, at least he knows where to pee when he's inside. He's at least a good boy in that regard. But even though he pissed inside, I did not punish him because I understood that he only did it because he was so nervous. He does not like me playing that game at all. This makes him anxious as you wouldn't believe. Problem is, I don't think I wrote down what the topic was. I don't even think it was a topic at the time. That's actually not what I wanted to talk about, but with us this week finishing our... Almost a John Carpenter, my brain is really out of it. Lovecraft reading. We can begin reading a new novella, or a new novella, or full-on story. And we haven't read a full novel. We've only read a novella in the form of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So I'd like to try to read something a little longer, even though it'll take a lot longer, but I think just if we regularly stream on Tuesday and Thursday for reading, I think that'll compensate for it, just so we'll get through it a lot quicker. And I'm thinking Frankenstein. If we're reading twice as much, we should be able to get through Frankenstein as fast as we got through Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, because it is twice as long as those. And I'm realizing that is the one I already cut off from. What actually inspired me to pick Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Frankenstein, is actually the fact that looking. Just kind of randomly, I just saw the Windigoon video about it. Oh, and for the Nameless City, considering it's shorter than the temple, if we get through that quickly, if we get through that in under an hour, we'll probably read The King in Yellow. I'm pretty sure that's similar length. I know that's not Lovecraft, but it's Lovecraft adjacent. I don't think anyone would be upset about that. Oh, shoulder pads. Oh yeah, that's pretty bad. My vision is failing again. Ooh. And it failed enough that time where I know I am on a timetable now. I know how much time I have before I crash out. Ooh. Again, my brain might not tell me the correct chemicals, might not flood my brain with the correct chemicals to tell me I'm tired. That doesn't change the fact that I can still read the symptoms. Oh. Porco Rosso is really nice. Or Roscoe, I can't remember. Root Rosso, whatever. I'm tired. I'm more confused as like the the qualifying word you used, whole. Like, why is that the like, have you just like walked into like Studio Ghibli movies while other people have been playing them and just like didn't see the first half of it? Have you just like, you know, been on call for I know you're not a doctor, but been on call for surgery and just like get halfway through Princess Mononoke, you just get the call, oh guy, you know, oh no, you know, there's a code blue and you need to go in. Like, well, an interesting qualifier is all I'm noticing. Was you always thought The King in Yellow was that? I cannot say that because I'm too tired to say that right now. Well, actually, what reminded me, I don't know if I said that it was a Windigoon video that is what not inspired me, but like made me look into Frankenstein to read it. I did not watch the full thing, so no, I'm not spoiled on the full story of Frankenstein, just like up until he makes the monster. Ooh, and that's when I was like, you know what, I'll just read this instead. But it was also his King in Yellow video reminded me, oh right, I need to read that. So I'll probably also be reading that tomorrow. I think I was saying Thursday instead of tomorrow, but I kind of forgot because we didn't stream yesterday what today is. I don't think I had a plan for yesterday, so it wasn't really much of a missed stream opportunity, was it? It probably would have been Expedition 33, but I didn't want to do a 2-hour stream of Expedition 33 because it's a JRPG. You need to dedicate time to games like those. Oh god, I just realized I was supposed to play that off stream to like explore and level where I've already been. So it's actually a good thing I didn't do that. I still need to do that. What? That is weird, specifically Howl's Moving Castle. But just not a fan of romance, I guess. Personally, actually a Studio Ghibli movie I need to get is not Howl's Moving Castle, though I think I actually do need to get that on Blu-ray. I think I just have it on DVD. But I need to get How the Wind Blows, or I always forget the title of the film. But the one that is a very excellent movie is one of the Studio Ghibli movies. His second to last film is literally about a dude who was just a airplane engineer during World War II. And the movie's ending is about persevering through adversity, even when there is nothing left for you to live for, which is a hell of a fucking thing to, like, have your story be about. But I don't want to spoil, like, the ending, but it is a story about perseverance, if nothing else. And really, I should get it and play it for Men's Mental Health Month. Oh, that reminds me, I need to watch Gurren Lagann this month for Men's Mental Health Month. Gurren Lagann's so good. Try Princess Mononoke. Princess Mononoke is a lot more accessible. You might just not be into romance or something, which Howl's Moving Castle very much is. It has deeper themes and it both social and political, and it's a really nice movie, but Princess Mononoke has a dude fire an arrow. It like hits a dude fires an arrow, but because his arm is effectively possessed by a demon, to put it simply, when the arrow hits the guy's hand, it's like, I think it actually hits the hilt of his sword, but because, you know, magic, what it does is it just takes the guy's arms off from, like, right here. Like, his arms just both of his arms just come off, because he's about to, like, execute a peasant, so the main character saves the peasant by just, you know, trying to shoot the sword out of his hand. Great shot. But it just rips the guy's arms off. And it's not a scene you expect in a Studio Ghibli movie. And the guy literally just like lowers his arms and just looks at where they used to be. And he's like, oh! There's also a decapitation scene in that movie. Where one of the people chasing him on horseback, he shoots at them. And again, just the guy's entire head flies off. I completely forgot these were scenes in the movie, by the way, because I watched that stuff when I was like a kid, and I was like, I don't remember it being this violent. This is amazing. Ooh. Let's see here. Okay, let's do this whole process over again. I know I still have stuff to build here, but I just want to get this out of the way. So. Okay, oh, these ones are turning a okay, well, no. No, I had to say something, didn't I? I was like, oh, these ones are going a lot more easily. No, they're not. They are not, chat. Fun. Fun. I have to be cautious and make sure that while I'm spinning it, I'm spinning it on the ball joint. Why? Why do you pop? Why do you pop when you are like rotated into place? Why are you like this? Oh, that's why you're popping. Ah! Oh, that's why you popped. Because I broke you. Oh, wonderful. Because I did it wrong, so they're actually broken, so I am going to have to do some shenanigans. Because if you can see, that little thing is an anchor. I don't even think you can see it, it's so small, but at the tip of there's a little anchor. It's a little nubbin. It might just be a pixel for you. But mistakes were made. That is a little disappointing, but I can't read Japanese, so... That was probably telling me that I have to rotate it like that before spinning them around. Almost certainly what it was saying. It's fine. It's fine. Again, all I need to do is I just need to thicken up the joint, which is not ideal, but it is something I can do. Okay. I'm looking at it. If I'm careful enough, I might just be able to reset the anchor. So I'll look into that, but I think I could reset the anchor. It doesn't look like the anchor has anything more complex going for it. Anything more tricky to do with it, so I think... Look, I only had to break 3 fingers, chat, to realize how to build this. Okay, it could have been 4. Use the Use the Craggle. I don't know why, but immediately my brain went to Fraggle Rock, and I don't have those little dudes to help me. What's up? A lot of things. I broke 3 fingers on this kit. And I'm not sure if I can fix them, but this finger, and as you can see, this finger are all broken. That was a bit of a whoopsie because I did not understand it. How long for today? I've only been building for an hour and like 20 minutes about. That's rounding up though. But I built this. Ooh, the torso. God, sorry for cursing. I built the torso last stream, and that was I think 2.5 hours. But that was mostly because I had trouble fitting everything. But I'm gonna have to reset that anchor and really hope I can. Hope that Bandai is a forgiving god and will let me reset that anchor. Oh my god. No, it's already broken. Oh my god. Nakanadai kudasai. Hanto no komochi ga naku naru. Yeah. I probably said that wrong, but that's the only Japanese I know. No tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering. The reason I know that is because I had to do... is because for a short with Hellraiser, I did that because... building Gunpla sometimes feels like a demon designed these things. Ah, kudasai. Ah, nakanai de kudasai. Honto no komochi ga naku naru. That's what it is. I had... Pronunciation probably isn't as good as it was the first time, but for that, I had Ariel Lulu give me the translation, and Shogmami provided the audio check for it. Or pronunciation check, I guess. I think that's my most recent short, so if you want to know what I'm talking about... Stop moving. It'd just be the Pinhead short. It's Pinhead holding a sticker sheet. I thought that was apropos. Okay, now... Yes. There we go. That goes there. And then... that goes there. Oh, good. Yeah, pretty much. So one of your favorite things is this, like, self-inflicted punishment? Yeah, that sounds alright. Oh, Chad, I have such sights to show you. Oh, God. Damn it. Speaking of hell, just go in, please. Just. Are you in? No, you're not. Am I putting it in backwards? Am I putting it in wrong? This went so much quicker. The first arm took us an hour. This one took us 20 minutes. How the hell did the first arm take us an hour? I'm sorry for well, actually no. I don't really care about saying the word hell. But... wait. Which arm am I building? Am I building the left? This is the left arm. Okay, good. The left arm is the one I want. What am I doing wrong? Just tell me. Just... I am putting it in upside down. Is there any confusion as to why it takes me so long to build Gunpla? I'm gonna say no. And finally, we need... whatever this is, B9. I already cut that out. Didn't I? No, I didn't. Okay. What? And then... ooh! Vision might be fading. Don't worry about it. Ah, okay, I get it. So you line up with these, and you plug into them, so that's why you weren't going in. Let's try to get you lined up. There you go. And then we can put the hands in. Righty-tighty. Lefty-loosey. Come on. Oh, the irony. Come on. There you go. There's your Yowie hands. Holy crap, those things are massive in proportion to its body. Those are massive hands, actually, I'm appreciating. No wonder they could get such nice articulation in there. Ooh. For proportion, those are big. Okay, let's see here. I. Oh no. That's my vision. a shame too, because I really wanted to work on that drawing after after building the arms. I don't think we're gonna have the opportunity to make that a reality. You both were 23, so it's fine. 21. And then 24. Gotta keep them separated. Brain, why you know work good? Why can't you just tell me when you're tired? Why do you have to, like, literally start shutting down parts of my body instead of just telling me, hey, you need to go to bed? Why can't you make me feel tired like a normal human being past the time of 10 o'clock at night? I don't know if it's coming through in the model at all, but holy crap, I'm blinking a lot. Ooh, it's the only way to reset. Where... Pardon me, I seem to have misplaced my... Oh, there they are. My nice quality, but mid-grade screw cutters. I misplaced them. Sorry. I just realized I've not posted the men's mental health video yet. Okay. For June. Okay. Let's build this so I don't confuse the pieces. I was about to start cutting up the other pieces and I was going to literally start throwing them over here. So that would have been very dumb of me. In character, but dumb. There we go. There you go, Merrick. Yeah. Okay, wait, you messed it up a little. You can fix it. Very slowly. There you go. There you go. Oop. Don't care. I'm too tired. Put it on like this, Merc. And put it on like this. Oh god. Okay, now Oh, I never built the shoulder assembly to begin with. That would explain a lot. I was just wondering, like, why didn't I do this already? It's because I was supposed to. I just skipped it, apparently. Or not. Oh, we just go from the arm into the hand over here. And then the shoulder assembly's down here. I missed it down here. Okay. This is the 21 one, so I don't think it actually matters, but just in case it does, I want to make sure the correct shoulder's on the correct side. Thank God that finger is staying in for at least the time being before I can reset. Why do I talk? Why do I say things? Why do I say anything? Why do I bother? It broke off literally in the middle of me saying that. Well, thank you other fingers for staying on. I'm gonna have to reset all of your anchors, but this one, though it's the most problematic one, its anchor is the most intact, I guess you could say. I think this is the one I'm going to have. Ooh, this is probably going to be the easiest one to reset. It's luckily the one that's most problematic. Best viewer. Hold up. Hold up. My racism has to show real quick. There's a bot on Twitch. I need to be racist. Get out of here. Okay. I love all humans equally. But bots have no souls, so I despise them. As a spirit. Don't you fall. Don't you fall. Okay. Let's cut this out. It's fitting that I broke the hands today, though, because the sketch of Aerie, the one part that I was both proud of and disappointed in was the right and left hand. The left hand I was happy with because I did a good job of her holding a dumbbell in her left hand. The right hand has to be... What I'm drawing is her hand effectively like this, which doesn't read well, is her hand like this. Ooh, as it's like supporting her body. And what I was doing is drawing it like this, and I realized I need to do this, which is a lot more complicated. Ooh. It's fitting that I started the day with having trouble with hands, and I am finishing the day with trouble with hands. Those are beautiful, though. I should probably rotate them so the... Those are beautiful and also really big, but that's fitting because the hands, again, are massive. You're gonna hang out with the Zazabi for yaoi hands. Let's wrap this up and get these last pieces cut off. Ooh. Oh. Oh, don't be sad. This is a place for joy. We're not doing drawing yet. We don't do sadness. We don't get into depressing topics until we draw. Sometimes we get into depressing topics while we build, but we try to avoid that. It's the drawing streams that have it's the drawing streams that get a little too real. I don't know why. I never start a stream going, "Hey, let's talk about, warning signs of, of Susie depression." It just happens. I don't mean for it to happen. I don't mean for every time a drawing stream to come up for it to become some kind of weird, life advice, mental health check for everyone involved. But it just ends up that way. I actually really don't understand why it keeps happening that way. I'm definitely the one doing it. Absolutely. I love drawing. But for some reason, whenever I do it on stream, it always gets really dark, really fast. Maybe drawing a big titty Indian on stream will fix that. Ooh. That doesn't really make that sentence I just realized didn't really make sense if you don't know that Aries Indian. Ooh, Actually, something I've realized with drawing Eri and Gargura is in the case of Gargura made me realize I can't draw lollies, which I've been over before. I cannot draw lollies easily. I can draw petite women very easily, very readily. And actually drawing petite women is somewhat fun. Because it's like, it's pretty much drawing women, but without all the complicated bits, effectively. It's a bare bones woman. That's what a petite woman is. You just take all those complicated things, like, you know, big breast, big ass, just get rid of it. You just have the core elements of a woman. You know, it's just, it's drawing a woman on easy mode for me. But a lolly, the proportions get me. I get confused with the proportions because you have to have the bigger head and the bigger eyes and whatnot. But it's distinct from a child because lollies aren't. I mean, there are. In Japanese, the word lolly is overbranching, but in English, lolly is kind of more like an artistic style for a petite woman, but it's not petite, so you have to get it. You have to get the correct proportions, but again, make it not look like a child, but also still have similar proportions to one. But also, it's just there's nuance to it that I did not ever take into account until I had to draw Gargura. Ooh, I don't know which part to clip. But you know, you can do that. You can do that on Twitch. My brain's melting. But I'm gonna guess you mean the part when I said it's just a petite woman. It's just a bare bones woman. It's effectively. It's like what is it? It's like one of those Gundams when the armor comes off and you just have the Gundam underneath. I know there's a lot of Gundams that do that. We talked about one on Monday. No, I can't. I know I can't remember its name, but that's what a petite woman is. It's just an unarmored. You know, you have an up armored. That's a voluptuous woman. Okay, unarmored, that's a petite woman in Gundam terms. Ooh, it's just the bare bones of the mech. Maybe I should not be using this metaphor, but we're already in for a penny, in for a pound. Ah, yes. The Nodley, actually, considering the Nodley has long hair and whatnot, or which one of them does, the Nodley is actually the perfect metaphor. I didn't diss it. I'm just bad with names. I'm notoriously terrible with names, chat. And I'm so tired. I've been looking at this one instruction for a very long time and not been really thinking of what I need to be doing, but no, I need to be doing something. So if you're wondering why it's taking me so long to cut out the shoulders, it's because my brain is failing actively live on stream. Remember when I said that, like, I wasn't crashing out, but you'd be able to tell when I am crashing out because everything would just start going bad really quickly? We're at that point. Maybe I shouldn't use crashing out because people usually use that for, like, getting angry. What I mean by crashing out is, like, my brain is literally shutting off in sequences right now, and I can't do anything to stop it. Ooh. One by one, functions in my brain are slow. I'm literally Hal from 2001: A Space Odyssey, and right now Bowman is in my brain just pushing buttons and making, you know, each part of my brain just stop functioning a little more and more. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer due. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you. Oh, good movie. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's before and after of Slim Proxy. Virtue. The Virtue is such an easy name to remember, and that's what really pisses me off. Like, I can't make up the fact that I'm bad with names when literally I can't remember the Virtue Gundam. Virtue Gundam. I could just be like Virtual Gundam. There goes the linguistic parts of my brain. The Virtue Gundam. Virtue. Feminine. It looks like a woman because it has hair. No, my brain can't function on that level. It can't create shortcuts like that. We are spiraling, dude. But that's how you know, like, I'm based, you know? I said I need to watch Gurren Lagann, and my brain is like, well, if you're not going to watch Gurren Lagann, I'll just have you spiral in a different way. I cannot describe to you like what it's like to be in my brain right now, because I cannot think in correct format right now. And if you're like, what the hell does that mean? I'm not sure, but it sounds correct. Where is everything? B is this sprue. I was looking for a white sprue, even though I established very early on in the stream that the B sprue was gray. But that would require memory, which my brain has apparently been shutting off now. We're at that part of Shutdown. That's not good. This is really bad. Thank God. This is what would have happened if I did the reading stream last week. I had to cancel. I had to cancel I had to cancel there goes the linguistics again. The Friday night reading stream, because I was like, oh, this was happening before stream started. This breakdown, this literal shutdown of my brain was happening. Gurren Lagann is on a new show. I know that's not a new show. Fun fact about Gurren Lagann: the episode where they take the big ship mecha over and Kamina has his heroic when Kamina passes away. Spoilers, sorry, my brain's not really... Listen, like, I said it eventually. My brain's not functioning in proper terms right now. But that episode, I did not watch in the original run, because it was on Netflix when I watched it, and Netflix just didn't have that episode. That's not, like... So when I was watching Gurren Lagann, it literally went from them going like, we're gonna take this big battleship, and then the next episode is Kamina's dead. And I was like... Did I miss something? And I went back, and I was like, okay. Yeah, they're gonna take the battleship. And then it's the same episode where they're saying how they're gonna take it. Like, it duplicated, like, episode... Let's say, like, Kamina dies in episode 10. What it did is it took episode 9 and duplicated it. So there's this 2 episode 9s, or whatever episode it is. And then it goes to the episode where Kamina is just already dead and they're standing over his grave. And it was just such whiplash. It was... I was so confused. I didn't even think he was dead for, like, the longest time. Because I was, like, while watching it, like, throughout the whole episode, I was like, he's not dead. Because, like, I would have seen him die. Like, they wouldn't just be like, hey, last time on Dragon Ball Z, this character died. There would have been an episode for it. You know, and, like, Netflix wouldn't just not have the episode. That, like, there's no way Netflix is that incompetent. I made a lot of I made a lot of assumptions that day. I think it was the episode where Simon... is just literally just besides himself with, like, hateful depression, that I realized, oh no, he actually is dead. Oh, wait a minute. Like, he's not coming back, because if he came back, that would kind of invalidate all the grieving of this character. Like, this is actually, like, narrative, like, this is important to the character, and even to some extent the narrative and the messaging of the story, that, like, he has to be dead. This isn't like an anime where he's just gonna come back later. He's gone. Oh. And that episode just didn't exist on Netflix for some reason. Okay, so this goes here. And then this goes here. What? What? Oh, okay, I get it. God, but, like, imagine that. Like, imagine you're watching Star Wars, and the scene where Obi-Wan Kenobi gets struck down just doesn't happen. You know? Like, it just cuts to the scene with, like, Luke, like, they escape the Death Star, that scene doesn't happen, and then it's just a scene with Luke in, you know, the Millennium Falcon going like, I can't believe Ben is dead. And you're just like, what do you mean? Last time we saw him, he was just sneaking through like he shut down the tractor beam and then he just got away. What do you mean he's dead? Like, that's what it was like. Ooh. It's just one moment he's there and the next moment he's gone. Much like life itself, you know? Sometimes it comes at you fast. Oof. Is this a second wind I'm getting, or is it a false second wind? I don't know. Ooh. Normally I can just blame my incompetence for the fact that I'm, like, taking so long to build simple things. It's taking me 20 minutes to build the... Actually, it's probably taking me almost half an hour just to build these shoulder pads that should have taken, like, 10 minutes. But no, my brain literally is just not knowing what's happening right now. Oh, that was my left eye. I don't know what that one means. The failing of my vision started with my right eye, then it went to both eyes, and now it's just in my left eye. I don't know what that means. I genuinely... I think we're breaking new ground. Oof. In psychonautic research. Hello there. Oh my god. That's what it would be like if you watch... Actually, that'd be what it would be like if you watched Empire Strikes Back and were, like, just convinced he wasn't dead. Just like you misunderstood something. And it's just like, what do you mean? I never saw him die, so he must not be dead. And then you see him as a ghost, much like Kamina comes back as a ghost in a form. But much like how Kamina reappears during a certain sequence later on, but he is very much still dead in that scene. And you're like, oh yeah, he's dead. I don't have a tumor, it's not a tumor. Not a tumor. I'm just very tired. Okay, the fact that it took me 20 minutes to build this arm, and then it took me half an armor. The fact that it took me an hour to build this is my incompetence. The fact that it took me 20 minutes to build this is pretty nice. The fact that it took me half an hour to build these is me being tired, okay? So what we need to do is we need to find a sweet point, is what we need to do for streaming. We need to figure out the point when, like, I am sleep deprived enough where I lock in and do things quickly, like I did with the left arm. Okay, because when I'm wide awake, apparently I'm just dumb as hell. Because again, this took me like 50 minutes to do. This took me half as much, whatever language. This took me half the time. But if I'm too tired, these things took me half an hour. We need to find a sweet point, and I need to, like, just perpetually be almost dead, but not quite. Which is my entire character, so it's fine, chat. It's not a Doma, exactly. Put that cookie down. Wait, no, put that cookie down is, Jingle all the way. Oh my god. Don't put a timer up for that. Do not put a timer up for that. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. I'm gonna just put this in a box to keep it safe because it's gonna fall out if I don't. Oh, that. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know how long that was, but that felt like an eternity to me. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. Oh. Oh god. Hopefully that's posturing more than anything, because Middle Eastern politics is built on posturing. And Trump seemingly knows that, but Trump also knows that sometimes actions, with them, actions speak louder than words, so let's just hope it's a tactic and not, oof, a sign of things to come. God, that's nice. Once you gotta kind of put a little extra force into plugging the arm in. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Oh, that's so nice. When he raises his arm, he got like a little, it raises in a very subtle way. That's nice. I like that. Also, I can tell that this arm isn't on all the way because the shoulder is still, yeah, the shoulder was still loose. That is nice. Like, look at that. Like, it raises so he can raise his arm more without having to, like, do this thing. Ooh. Ooh. These other fingers are staying in, surprisingly. I might be able to get away with just thickening their joints, but I'm gonna try to re-anchor them as well. These arms are really nice and tight, though. Really nice joint, good double jointed. Ooh, so it gets a good bend of the elbow. Ah, I was hoping this was the case. The beam sabers are maneuverable so that they can be bent forward, so you can more easily get him into a I'm pulling out my beam saber pose, which is always appreciated. But that is clean. Ooh. That is nice. And then you got Amuro inside. How much time do we have, chat? We have 7 minutes. I'm gonna try to work. We have 7 minutes before it's a 2-hour mark. I'm gonna try to work on the hands of Aerie real quick. I'm gonna see if I can at least do that before I end stream. I've been teasing you with the picture all stream. So that would have been hilarious to me, but terrible for you. I almost hit end stream because I'm so tired and I just didn't know what to press. Okay, I know what I need to do. Where is explain? That's the wrong button. This one. Okay, and where does that appear? It appears right there. Okay. I'll put that right there. We're gonna see if I can fathom how to draw this correctly. Because what I want to do before we end stream, and you can't see it, is I want to get these hands corrected. Nope. And I need to get the pencils out for that. But we're gonna keep you right there, so that we can have progress. Thing is, one thing I need to do, I need to find my other eraser refills, because this guy is almost out. But we'll finish up trying to fix this Aerie drawing. So, one thing we need to do is we need to change the angle of the hand. So it's more down. And then that. And then the pinky's so short, it kind of just does that. That looks a lot better. Though I think now her thumb is free floating with the angle. So let's convey that real quick. We're just having it kind of like that. And there's a little bit of shaping up that will need to be done with the hand and everything else. Like considering the angle, this should actually be a lot more straight back. It should be... Wait a minute. Yeah, it should be leading into it like that. Ooh. Lunch. Jesus Christ, you are on the... My head is still off. Let me fix that. You must be in, like, Australia or something. I don't know. Wait a minute. What time is it? Jesus Christ. Actually, Australia would be too far ahead, because Australia would be, like, 14 hours ahead. We're just touching up the airy picture. While we're here, let's also thicken the headband up a little. Oh, there's a problem. If I thicken the headband up... Ooh, I can't thicken up lower anymore, but I can make it thicker on the top. Let me just kind of map that out real quick. That's better. Sweatband should be big, not thin. He already has a hairband. Let's do that. What? What? You're 1 hour behind? What? Oh, 1 hour behind JP. My brain did not just, like, my brain literally blacked out the JP. Like, my brain just went, there's nothing after that. Okay. What? Behind. Jesus Christ, you're like... The only place I can imagine you being is in, like, Far East Russia, which is, like... Good for you. You probably don't have a lot of neighbors. I was gonna say good for you in that case. I'm not the most sociable person, so I'm just like, oh, you probably don't have a lot of neighbors if you're in that, like, that part of Russia. I can't think of a lot of places that are, like, behind. Because, like, ahead of Japan would be, like, Korea, but I can't think of many places behind. Okay, I think this line is a little too low. Thing is, the muscle isn't that prominent, so it's one of those tricky little things where you have to, like, hide the seam of the muscle, if you will, into the overall form. If you're wondering why she's wearing a loose tank top, but then, like, a leotard at the same time, it's because I really hate drawing breasts that are being held back, because it's very complicated, because you have to pretty much take the breasts and then smush them together mentally and think about, like, how that functions and how they press into one another, and it's just all a bunch of geometry that I can't deal with. So I'm just like, no, just make it so that, like, she's just in a tank top instead, but then keep the leotard down below. So right now, without anything filled in, it probably doesn't look like she's in a leotard. I understand. That's why there is specifically a note that says right here, make well darker or lighter than the skin to avoid confusion. Right now, for me, mentally, I know she's in a leotard. But for me, I'm, like, imagining, like, her in black leggings or just really dark leggings. But I'm kind of appreciating live on stream. You guys are probably not seeing that. You guys are probably seeing somebody in her underwear now that I think about that, which is a little rude of me. I should have considered that beforehand, but I'm too tired to consider things. What? And then the workout bench. Let's clean that up. I said let's clean that up, and then I did a really terrible sketch line. Oh, yeah, you know what? That actually makes sense. Southeast Asia. Ooh. Thing is, I'm too tired to remember I'm too tired to remember which countries are islands in Southeast Asia and which ones are landlocked. Ooh. And it sounds like you have land borders, so I'm gonna guess you're not an island nation. But then again, technically speaking, you still have countries all around you if you're an island nation. Okay, let's quickly fix up her horns. And yes, don't worry, I noticed that his pinky fell off. I moved it also where the other pinky is. Eri. I like how even Eri can't draw her horn. Nobody can draw Eri's horns consistently. And that's one of the things that I have learned to appreciate with time, because I thought that was uniquely just me going insane. That only I could not draw her horns consistently. But literally everyone just figures out a way to draw her horns in their own style. Because her horns have an optical illusion effect on them, where you're not quite sure what the dimensions of them are. The irony is I used to have a PNG for Eri for the collab. You know what? Not that. I'll get it back up, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Eri. Open. Okay. And then, what? Like, as you can see with her horns are, like, they're flat, is the thing. Is that her horns are flat because she's a VTuber model, so they have to move around. But it's easier just to make them literally two-dimensional. So she has this model that's, you know, has a lot of depth to it, has a lot of dimensions to it. But the horns stay flat as they can, so they become as simple as possible to animate. But because of that, I don't know what is going on with her horns. I don't know if... Hold up. Bill O'Reilly dissed you probably a month ago. That doesn't narrow shit down at all. That's a hateful man. Oh my god. Like, I'd want to guess this Indonesia just because there's so much of... because there's so many VTuber friends from Indonesia in general. But there's the Philippines, there's... Ooh, all sorts of places. My brain just cannot figure out right now. Also, my brain just can't think of the geography. But this area right here, inner horns, I have always interpreted that for some reason as being concave. As in, like, if you were to take like a side profile of her horns, it would be like, here's the bottom of it, and then like there would be an overhang like that for like her top horn. Is my brain reads her horn to look like that for some reason, where there is this weird negative space instead of it being a filled out space right here. There's this negative space, and it just have like this weird shape. And I thought that was just a me thing. And then I saw other people drawing Eri and realized how they draw her horns is literally the same way I draw her horns, in the fact that they just don't keep it consistent. They're just guessing. Malaysia. Malaysia. I'm happy to have a viewer from Malaysia, in all honesty. Sadly, my brain is so malfunctioning, I cannot... I know which one it is, but my brain is not going... To be honest, my brain can't, like, remember the difference between the Philippines and the Indonesia right now either, so... It's just malfunctioning hard. And right now I'm just talking about horns, when I'm supposed to be drawing. Ooh, we're gonna finish her horns, and then we're gonna stream, but then we're gonna end stream, actually. Ironic that I said the opposite. Oh my god, fucking damn it. Oh. Why am I realizing this live on stream, chat? I'm realizing this live on stream, chat. I'm so pissed off. Oh my. Okay. We're gonna zoom into Eri real quick. We're gonna zoom in real deep to Eri real quick. And here's what's happening, chat. Okay. You see that horn right there? Okay. I want you to look at the horn with the pink on it. Now, what I was thinking was a concave space. Well, I mean, I'm explaining what happened. You see that red space? How I was talking about how that looks like a concave space because it's just 2 dimensions. Because like the horn you can see does have 3 dimensions, but you just have this 2-dimensional space that is just on top of it. And how that doesn't move with the rest of the head. I want to make this clear, or at least from what I remember, it doesn't move with the rest of the head. Maybe I'll look into it if I have any other reference shots. That's not part of the horn. This thing that for literally the last several months has been ruining my ability to draw her horns has never been a part of her horns. That's not a part of her horns. That is the other side of the ribbon that is tied behind her horns for her twin tails on either side of her head. And I only now realized it because if you can look under the blue eye, the ribbon extends to under the blue eye, but you could be like, that could still be part of the horn. But if you look also how the ribbon curves down ever so slightly into the pink eye, but most importantly, if you look at the tip of it, the right hand tip of the ribbon, you can see it does not run parallel to the horn. I thought my audio is going to be a little bad here. But also, it just barely goes into the horn itself. It just barely goes into the horn itself. And let me see if it's any more visible on the other side. No, it's not. But by only a few pixels, it is given away that this is a ribbon and not part of the horn. Yes, since her debut, since whenever I drew the pictures in here, I don't know why I was looking anywhere else. Since... Oh, raid. Thank you for the raid. Abuz. We are very tired and we've already built this much of the RX-78. Right now we're on drawing and having a mental breakdown. Hello, Atya. Oh god. No, not a firehead guy. I've literally lost my head. But hello, Darkman. Oh goodness, I can't read right now. Well, hello, Dark Menace. But I have just come to the realization that I've been making a drawing mistake for a long time. Thank you for the compliment on the model. It was made by Amber Ram. It was made by Amber Ram, and I think it was one of her final models before she stopped taking commissions. On YouTube, her link is in the description, and I should also have her link in the... My brain is just melting. You guys just got here. My brain is literally shutting down sequence by sequence. If you've ever watched 2001: A Space Odyssey, that's what's happening to my brain right now. Hello to you. Hello, Epic Rat. Oh, God. The master link would take you to YouTube, where it will be in every description of Amber Ram. If you want to find Amber Ram herself. At least it should be in every YouTube video. Because it's just copied and pasted. I am sorry that there's nothing on screen except for the Gundam right now. I'm a little out of it. I'm a little wonky. I'm a little brain rotted. Okay. No, that's not the picture. We do panel lining. We do very minimal painting. Pretty much the only painting we do is further panel lining. I'd like to one day do... You gotta deal with me for a minute, because again, the linguistic part of my brain has already been halfway shut down, so I just will forget words. And the short-term memory part of my brain is also in the process of being shut down. So I also don't know what I'm talking about right now. Hold up, give me a minute. Wednesday is a draining day. My brain is just melting. I'm just trying to find a picture right now. I'm just turning my pages, oh, that's a nice picture of SS Issa. Issa's pretty cool. Issa's it's out of date, but like, this is Issa's old look. She got a 2.0 recently. But we're not talking about Issa. We're trying to talk about how I remember. Okay. Yeah, sketchbook, because we finished the Gundam early. And we were supposed to end stream 15 minutes ago, but don't focus on that. Because I've been having a bit of a crash out in more ways than one. And I just realized very recently, right before you guys raided, that this is Area Lulu. Horn. And thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, you beautiful bastard. But this is Area Lulu's horn. And for the last, however long she's had this model, last several months, I have been losing my freaking mind over this. You see that pink over the horn? I was convinced that was a hollow region within the horn. That her horn was hollow. Let me see if I can show you. Well, I can show you like this. I thought her horn was hollow like this. You see how the eye is behind in like this hollow space in the horn? I thought that's what that was. For months. For months I thought that's what that was. I was convinced that's what that was. And only today, only like 5 minutes ago, I zoomed in, really close in on that horn to understand what I'm not understanding about it. Why I keep drawing it different every time I draw it. Because let me see if I can get a different picture of her, because I should have another. Why her horns are always so different. Why Aries' horns always change whenever I look at them. And the reason is because that's not part of the horn. That is not part of the horn. That little pink shit is not. It's part of the ribbon tied behind her twin tails. You see how she has like two hair tails? It's a ribbon that is tied onto those. And so that's what I've been mistaking as part of the horn for months. And the only reason I realize it's not part of the horn is because if you zoom in really, 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 I literally can't zoom in anymore on OBS. Ooh. If you zoom in, you can see, look on the outside of the horn. There's a few pixels where you can see that there is gray on the opposite side of the horn, which gives away that it's not part of the horn. The eyes are just floating there. She's an imp. She says she's a succubus. She's an imp. Do not believe her lies. She's under 5 foot. She is a devil. She is throwable. She's not a succubus. She is an imp. And she is very imp coded. I don't think you've met her yet, but you've seen her. She has said things. Go watch the presidential collab I had with her. If you go to my channel on YouTube and you go to recommended channels, she should be the 6th channel after my 5 Oshis that is recommended. Shog Mommy should also be there, shit. Atya should also be there, shit. Don't worry about that. Atya, don't worry about that. Don't listen to that part. Don't listen to the fact that I don't have you recommended. Ignore my negligence. But if you go down there, thank you for the follow. Thank you, you beautiful, beautiful person. If you go to the follow, I'm gonna put this on screen so you have something a little nice to look at. Ooh. You go to Aries' channel, you find the thumbnail where it's Aerie and me, and it's like the casting couch thing, where it's like, you know, the women standing around it, but instead it's it's just a bunch of presidents standing around her on a couch. Click on that stream. You will hear things you will never be able to unhear in your life. So if you go to the master link, then this is so much work. I'm going to link you the stream real quick. Okay, give me 1 minute. We're supposed to be talking about drawing. We're supposed to be doing things. What are we doing here? Okay. I'm going to mentally scar you people. This is one of my favorite collabs I've ever done. I'm going to mentally scar anyone who watches. Oh, that's not right. So stupid. Okay. Bruh. No, it's just like... It is fully timestamped if you go to the comments, and the pinned comment is by me, and it's fully timestamped with all the timestamps. So... Why are you being... Okay, that Aerie stream will understand what Aerie is. He said Jefferson Davis was really hot. He really liked people who expanded slavery for some reason. Don't focus on that part. That's not the part that's weird. That is weird in its own way. But if you want to be scarred for life, go to William Howard Taft at 1 hour 54 minutes and 44 seconds. Sorry that my audio, hold up. And then there is another part called Aerie Unleashed, almost exactly 3 minutes later. He says the worst things imaginable. Anyways, we were talking about drawing. We're talking about drawing Aerie, not about her absolute sickening thing she has said about Taft. I left the stream for like 10 seconds. I said to Aerie, say whatever you want. I'm leaving to go check on something. I come back and she's talking about things I cannot repeat lest I need to go to confession. It's fitting that a fucking demon would make me go to confession. She said, what about Taft? She said, I can't repeat it. Okay? It was positive. She likes fat men, so if you're fat, she'd love you, chat. If you're skinny, she'd also like you. If you're buff, she likes you. She likes anyone. Oh, Atya, look, it's you. Wait a minute. Eri, get the fuck out of here. Eri, get the fuck out of here. We're not talking about you anymore. Don't focus on that picture in the lower left-hand corner. That was a joke picture. If you've seen The Thing, that picture is very funny. If you haven't seen The Thing, that picture is very dark. Don't focus on that. Okay. But this is Atya if she was gender bent. Ooh. But what were we talking about? My brain is like... We're talking something about Eri. We were trying to finish this sketch of Eri. Not finish. We were trying to finalize the sketch of Eri. And I did the hand. I had to redo the hand, and I'm happy with how I redid the hand. I did some, like, definition work. I was happy with how I was doing the definition work. And then I had a crash out, like, 12 minutes ago, because I started realizing this stuff about the horns I was talking about. Okay? We got femboy. Is it femboy? Is it a femboy? Atya, would you consider your male portrayal up to be a femboy? Let me get... I need to make bookmarks for this. I need to get those little tabs that you can use as bookmarks. For Aries, my nightmare. We'll get there. We'll get back to the... Listen, this was I thought this was a lot more recent than it was. It isn't. Okay. There's the Eri with Tomoe Umari. Check out Tomoe Umari. She's amazing. She's my Kamiyoshi. Okay, don't worry about that. Don't worry about the Char Aznable. Don't worry about the weird Char Aznable. Don't worry about the gender bent Aries. Don't worry about the gender bent Powerline. Don't worry about the gender bent... There it is. Would you say that's a femboy? Thank you for the follow. Cat, cat, cat. Yes, I need to finish that cat, actually. Would we say that's... I feel like that's typecasting. I feel like that's prejudicial to look at a vampire and go a femboy. Okay? Maybe a tom girl, but I don't know if a femboy. Not wearing a dress or anything. Okay? Okay. We need to finish this. Regal and stoic fellow. Vampire stereotyping, yes. I need to figure out a time to play Vampire the Masquerade, because I really want to get Atya and Powerlines in on a collab of a watch-along for Interview with a Vampire. Just because I think that would be really fun. I don't know if either of them... Atya, have you seen Interview with a Vampire? Because it seems that you're still hanging around. Shit. You say borderline hunk, but... That's because it's based off of what she requested. Not requested. I asked her what's a male character she really liked, but I don't remember who that was. Everyone else, I remember who their character was. I don't remember who you were combined with, Atya. Do you remember who you were combined with? I don't want to look up on Discord right now. I think it was... Alucard is really familiar, and Alucard is where it was Alucard and another character. Atya, who was... If you're here... You haven't seen it. That'll be really fun to show you. No. No, I'm pretty sure... Dio Brando? That's it. I don't know, I know it was like a count with a Japanese name. Ooh, if you guessed Gakugajabatakobata, you were right. But Arnold Schwarzenegger? Yeah, no. No, that was the other one. It was a guy who looked like Dracula but wasn't Dracula. It was like from like a 90s or 80s anime. Is all I remember, and I was like, I don't know that name. It's Japanese. I'm not gonna remember it. But let's try to get Aries horns. You got horns like Aku. That's like the only thing I use to like kind of base her horns off of. Wait, I just made a joke. Does she actually have horns like Aku? Harry, get back here. Little bratty goblin. Sorry, that's rude. She's not a goblin. She's an imp. If she tells you she's a succubus, she's lying. Half right. Close enough. Oh yeah, you said Alucard. I thought you also guessed the other one. All you can picture is Vampire Arnold now. That, why were we resizing her? Oh, could you look at her horns? She has double horns. That's not really Aku, but like, it's close enough. Okay. I'm very tired. I want to drink your blood. Yeah. I just asked for like vampires that you liked, and you gave those too. My brain might be at a failure point where I shouldn't be drawing these horns, but I'm still gonna do it. And I need to get that reference of Airy up on my screen. It might be gone for you, because I don't want it blocking. Okay, so it comes from the same root. Then it kind of does this. It kind of goes out. A little different than how it's shown. Kind of feels even more Japanese how I did it. I don't know why I'm like... Kind of reminds me of like a Japanese statue more how I did it. Makes her feel more like an Oni to me, even though Onis don't have those type of horns. Since when is Arnold Dracula? I don't know. Is there an Arnold vampire movie? Ah! I'm looking for Sarah Connor's veins. Okay, you go to bed. I need to get to bed myself. Okay. But we have the horns, which I crashed out for like a quarter of an hour over. We have the Airy. We're probably going to continue drawing her if we have spare time on tomorrow. Shit, tomorrow's Thursday. On tomorrow... Shit, wait, we are reading tomorrow, right? No, yeah, Lies of P is Friday. My brain don't work good. We're definitely going to be doing something tomorrow. We're going to be reading... The Nameless City, and The King in Yellow, and wait, and if we have spare time, we'll be doing this. So tomorrow will be a reading stream. It won't be midnight like the past reading streams, because as evident by today's stream, I cannot function past midnight anymore. Holy shit. It's 1:27. Oh god. You can't stream that play. What? No, The King in Yellow is public domain. Wait, what? What? I can stream what I want. I don't care if people are gonna go crazy. I'm already I've already lost my head, chat. Like, you're the ones at risk, not me. I have seen things. I watched a man die when I was 9 years old. That got a little too real. Let's reel it back real quick. let's pull that one back real quick. Let's woo. I've seen some things, chat. Okay? I nearly died when I was 11. Hold up, let's pull that one back too. Come back. I've seen some things, chat. I can't talk about it on stream because it brings down the mood. Is he joking? Is he serious? Ooh, how much of it is a persona and how much of it is actually just a fucked up person? I'm a VTuber, so I either have medical problems or I have mental problems, or I have both. But it's either one or the other, chat, or the third. Or my brain is literally fucking melting out my ears. Okay, so we got to the melting out of the ears point, so I'm gonna look for a place to raid you guys out to, and link you guys out on, you know, hi. And link you guys out to on YouTube, because I'm too much of a baby back bitch, I'm too small, sorry for cursing, to raid out. Hold up, I fell down. To raid out on YouTube, so give me 1 minute. My head will not be coming back. I just remembered I'm supposed to start stream with my head coming in, because I end stream with my head going away, and then I start it with it coming back. And I just realized that, and I haven't been doing that for the last, like, 2 months. This benefits to, like, literally losing your brain power. I look like a more conventionally attractive Roosevelt. What did Ari put Roosevelt on the list? She didn't have too much to say about... She liked Roosevelt. She loved the Roosevelt stories, because everyone loves Roosevelt stories. Have a good night, Opus. Have a good night, Kais. Have a good night, Ba, if you're still here. Have a good night, everyone who joined us on YouTube as well. But let me... I'm gonna first get a YouTube link, because I usually get those a lot quicker. It takes me a lot... Okay, don't worry about that. No one's streaming, because it's 1:30. But someone is streaming. A Sunflower VTuber, who is a genmate of Tomoyo Mari, my Kamiyoshi. So we're gonna raid on YouTube, because she's not on Twitch, sadly. We're gonna link to Hima. And for you, Twitch, let me find a wonderful home for you guys, because I just hate leaving you guys hanging when there's actually people on Twitch. Nobody's streaming. Does anyone have a suggestion who to raid on Twitch? Because it's 1:30 in the frickin' morning, and I... fuck. Okay, well, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna find you someone to go out to. So help me God. Let's go. Let's check out miniatures. There's me. Oh wait, no, I do have a place to link you out to. I didn't realize that. Okay, I didn't recognize their name at first. It looks like he's doing a music stream. So let me raid you guys to... I'm so sorry. Okay. You can do it, Merrick. What do you mean? I'm typing his name incorrectly, and I am very offended by the fact that you're telling me I'm not. He doesn't allow raids, does he? He doesn't allow raids. Okay. Look away. Oh, God. Sadly, he doesn't allow raids, it looks like, or I'm really bad at this. Wait. Or he just ended stream. Fuck off. He literally ended okay, well, I think it would have been funny to raid you into somebody who was, like, literally ending stream that very moment, but I guess we can't have fun here. The sheer yes, the reason I couldn't raid him is because he was literally, when I typed in his name, was the moment he was no longer live. I am... I'm at a loss. I'm following so many people, so there's always someone I'm following so many VTubers, so there's always somebody to frickin' raid. And literally no one to raid for once. I am... That's true, even though Australians won't be up for 2 hours. Wait! No. He wakes up early, but he doesn't start streaming until 4 o'clock still, so that's still the 2-hour thing. Damn it. So it cannot be the Australian, it can't be Captain. Pippa raided this person once, so I'm gonna raid them. Let me... Oh, no, that's stupid of me. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna just say, have a great day, a wonderful life, and remember, don't lose your head. I'm raiding you into somebody doing a drawing stream, which is perfect, actually. It's Niwu Neko Berry. I don't know, she was raided by Pippa once, so I don't know. I assume that means she's based or something, or at least she's cute. So, have a great time with that. I already said all that, so I'm just gonna hit the ending soon.